Now don't you dare look back. Just keep your eyes on me. She said you're holding back. I said... Shut up and dance. So this is the second episode of Black Mirror third season. I think I got that right. I kept mixing episode third season, second episode versus second season. Third. It's the second episode of Black Mirror third season. The episode aired on Netflix. It came right after Nosedive, right before San Junipero. I figured that would be a good episode to watch next, since I had seen both Nosedive and San Junipero. I wanted to see like what the sandwich was between those two really cool, really inventive episodes. And now we have Shut Up and Dance. And the title of this episode really alludes to what the premise is. And the premise of this episode is that there's this kid who is videotaped doing some kind of incriminating things, and then this really, really like weird cyber hacking organization decides that they are going to release that if he doesn't do exactly what they tell him to do. He keeps getting these mysterious texts. He has to follow exactly what they say, do exactly what they say, go exactly where they tell him to go. Otherwise, they're going to release the thing. His life's going to be completely ruined. It's going to be really, really embarrassing for him and everybody in his life. Over the course of his journey, he runs into this guy who's in kind of a similar situation, and you find out whoever's doing these cyber hacks really has just a dominion over like a ton of people, and I believe it takes place in London, just a complete dominion over a ton of people in London that they've caught doing incriminating things. They do a good job of like building the lore of like who are these people that are forcing him to do this, like kind of what's going on, especially towards the end. I thought it was funny, and some people kept popping up where it's like, they told me to do this, they told me to do that. So good world building by the writer and director of this episode, or writer of the show and then director of the episode. The two that really brought it to life, I think, did a really great job. The kid who is the lead in the show was really good as well, because he's kind of just going through the motions. He's very panicked, he's very distraught, and he's really trying to make sure that like his life isn't ruined by this information getting out. So you see it taking a toll on him. You're like, oh man, like I feel really bad for you. And the guy who's eventually brought in to be kind of his counterpart is really good too. I think he has even more kind of depth to him than the kid does, and I love seeing their kind of back and forth, saying like, my life's gonna be over. No, your life still has like some purpose to it. If your thing gets out, my life will be over if my thing gets out. And it was really interesting seeing the debate of like whose life would be ruined more. So I thought that was entertaining. But the real crux of this episode that I thought was fascinating is the social implications, because like hacking is a thing that happens. My credit card information was literally just stolen last night placing an order online. So it was kind of ironic. I watched this episode and then that happened to me. But it's one of those things that really shows you that like this stuff happens in real life, and it kind of makes you think like, what would happen if, you know, some of my information gets stolen and I'm kind of being like held in an uncomfortable situation to do stuff that would get my incriminating information released back to me. And it's one of those things that by the end of it you realize like, I wonder if there's kind of like larger organizations of cybercrime and kind of how they operate. And it really makes you think about, again, the world in which this episode takes place and the world in which we live, and kind of how cybercrime is run, and also how we live our daily lives and how kind of cyber criminals kind of go about interfering with them. It was something interesting that I think definitely got my brain going, and I appreciate anytime a show can make me do that. In terms of flaws, I do think the episode can be a little bit simplistic at times, because it said, oh, the themes are really cool, the acting was really cool, you know, the world building was really cool, but I don't think there was any like kind of super, I don't know, like really cool imagery or really cool just thought-provoking stuff to make you think for days and days and days. Like the ending kind of has this twist where you're like, alright, that was interesting, like it was kind of straightforward and has like some real life themes, but it's nothing that I feel like will keep me up thinking, like, oh man, like this is great. So even though I did applaud what they were going for, I think they could have taken it like that extra step and really just made it super memorable. But other than that, guys, I did really enjoy Shut Up and Dance. It's one of those Black Mirror episodes that reminded me of season 1 or season 2, but had a little bit more style that got me into it quicker. So I applaud what the writer and director did, I applaud the actors, and I really applaud some of the themes they went for, even if they could have been gone for a little bit farther. So guys, I am going to give Shut Up and Dance a B. Let me know what you guys thought of Shut Up and Dance in the comment section down below, and what your favorite Black Mirror episodes are as well, and any kind of weird cyber hack instances you've been in that have been kind of embarrassing for you. You guys can also go over to mymoviethoughts.com, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and follow me on Twitter at JohnHayeck to stay up to date with everything I am doing. Links to all three of those being in the description down below. You guys can also like this video, comment on it, share it with some friends. I am John Hayeck. Thank you guys so much for watching.